Hey y'all, it's your favorite healing coach, Coach Kim the author, now on YouTube. And I have no idea what I'm doing over here other than this is the story of my life lately, okay? God says go and do, and I go and do, even if I'm uncomfortable or think it's crazy or stupid. And no, I don't think God's ways are stupid, but my human mind says, God, this is stupid. Like, I never want to be on YouTube. I've seen people that I'm connected to in the business community attempt YouTube channels, and I was like, I'm really not doing all that. My boys wanted a YouTube channel a couple years ago, probably a few years at this point, and I refused to let them do it because they were younger, and I felt like for what I thought I knew it took to be successful on YouTube, it was going to be work that I was going to have to do as far as recording and editing and uploading. And I just wasn't interested in none of it. And now here I am, because God said so, on YouTube, which is the story of my life these days. I pray and I tell God I want to do what he wants me to do. And then he tells me to do stuff I have no desire to do, and probably some fear in doing, if I'm being honest. And then we wrestle and tussle and I pout while I do my research, and then I do it. I mean, I'm working on the wrestle, tussle, pout dynamic because I really be wanting things to happen suddenly and speedily for me, like the word says, but I can't really get that because I'm too busy wrestling, tussling, and pouting. So I got to do better. And if I'm being honest, as I try to do, putting myself out here on YouTube is scary. And it's not like, putting myself out on social media is any less scary, but there are things that being successful on YouTube, I think I just don't have. I don't have professional lighting or microphones or fancy backgrounds. I got my phone, my voice, and a word from God. And being over here in obedience on the level I'm working on means I can't overthink like I usually do, or research forever like I usually do, or think and plan and hide behind pictures and edited reels. Doing this requires me to just move and let God do his thing, like when he told Abram to leave his father's house and go to a place he would show him. And Abram had to pack up everything and get to going with no destination in sight, moving only in faith that God would make good on his word. And I guess that's what I'm doing, because I'm doing this video, I guess, to give you a preview or a synopsis of what my channel is or will be about. But I'm not really inclined to put labels or limitations on it because I really don't know yet. Like, I'm seriously listening to the Holy Spirit and speaking what he'd have me to speak to reach who needs to be reached, which is obedience in itself. Because if you listen to all the gurus that I researched before I got on here, because like I said, that's what I do, all the gurus advise you to niche down. They tell you to produce and provide only what goes with your niche. And even if you share snippets of your life, it needs to be catered to your niche so your people can find you. But I've been just praying for God to give me what he would have me to say and do to reach who needs to be reached. And that's just not always, at least not in my case, going to be niche specific. And my social media pages will probably stay niche friendly, but over here I plan to pray and talk about my mother wounds and how I've been on a journey to heal from that, about motherhood and being a wife and a woman of God, and how the world treats you when you speak his name, and in my case, cuss with the same mouth. But he's working on me. I do want to share one big thing that I've been learning and working on doing better about, and that's being easy with myself. Tradition would have us stay conditioned to doing things the way the elders did them. Probably because, we don't want to let go of the good memories and we want to honor those who passed on, but we only know what we know. What about the stress and the strain on the loved ones who did all that they did to make us happy, to give us those good memories? They sacrificed their peace and their sanity and even their health in some cases just to put smiles on our faces. And they did it in silence so they wouldn't burden us with what was tearing them down on the inside. I remembered when we were kids, we would go to my great aunt's house every 4th of July for this huge barbecue in her backyard. And when I got older and it stopped, I asked my mom, why we weren't doing it anymore. And she was like, well, they're all, getting older now. And I understood, but I didn't understand until I became the one prepping and pre-cooking for Christmas, staying up late Christmas Eve to wrap presents, getting up early to put out presents, staying up to cook breakfast and finish cooking dinner, taking the kids to the grandparents' houses to get gifts. This year, there was so much I didn't do that I just refused to do because I was tired. And in the grand scheme of what all the kids got and got to do and didn't do, they didn't even miss what I didn't do. I don't even know if they realized that I didn't do what I usually do. And I was still exhausted. Like, I was just waiting for, December 26th so I could sleep in. And I'm learning to not wait until certain days or times to do what's good for my body. If I need to stay up late and finish a project and sleep in a little later in the morning, that's what I'm gonna do. If I need to get up early to work on a project and then go to bed early that night to give my body what it needs, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm trying to teach my family that I can't and I won't say yes to things that wear me down and stress me out because they want me to. Somewhere along the lines, I feel like, as moms, we were told that we have to give them all of us. And sometimes I feel guilty when I don't do it. But what I never want to do is resent them because I made a choice to make them happy in the moment and then regretted it either during or after all these fun experiences that we're having. Plus, who am I good to if I'm exhausted or sick with stress? It's okay. And we have to learn and understand that it's okay to say no to those that we love if it's what's best for us. But that's another story for another day. I really only came on here to say that I'm not exactly sure what you're going to get when you come over here, but we're going to find out together. And I hope that what you get is exactly what you need. So until next time, stay blessed.